Hi everyone, welcome to Body Talk 101. This is from my body knowledge system, an awesome intelligence. My name is Stephanie Wood and my site is bodyaw, as in awesome.com. And I welcome Brenda and Debbie. Thanks for playing with me.
Glad to be here.
Okay. I'm going to move forward here. So if you want to walk into a room with confidence with your body, and if you're someone who enjoys a good buffet without feeling the pressure of overeating, and most importantly, if you are one of those people who are curious to understand how her body's intelligence can help her overcome a lot of obstacles. So let's begin. And for those of you who have outside noise, just put yourself on mute. But I'm just going to say right now, I'd like to ask Debbie first, when you ignore your body, what happens?
When I ignore mine, personally, I find myself getting like grouchy and quicker to anger, and then I'm tired.
And then what happens?
And then I start beating myself up inside, like I get mad at myself. That's my cycle. That's what happens to me.
Not that you and me, Brenda, do that, right? Just Debbie, right?
Yeah, at least not today. How's that?
Yeah, not today, no. So, Brenda, thank you for that, Debbie. I appreciate your honesty. So, Brenda, when you ignore your body, what happens?
Definitely start feeling tired. Usually you start getting headaches. You start having really bad cravings for things that you normally never would want. And then you definitely go into the guilt phase. You're thinking, I should have been working out. Oh, I had 15 minutes. I tell my clients that they can do it in 15 minutes, but I'm not doing it in 15 minutes. And do these jeans make my butt look big? Yes, they do. So you beat yourself up. Once you get in your head and start that negative cycle of thought, it just keeps continuing and continuing. It's difficult, especially more for a woman, I think, than even for men.
Well, thanks, Brenda. I identify with both of your responses. Both of that goes with myself. So what I'm going to give you today is a practice from my Body Knowledge System book, and it's called the Body Talk Conversation. And again, if you have a lot of outside noise, please mute yourself. The Body Talk Conversation, I'm just going to ask for a volunteer. Who's going to volunteer?
I would love to do it for you. Let's see what it is.
Okay, let me just give you a little background. What I'm going to do is I want you to think of yourself in your kitchen or your dining room table, and you're on one side and across from you is your body. And I'm going to be your coach facilitator on how to do this practice. Are you ready?
Yep. Yeah, I'm just visualizing it.
Okay, so you have you on one side, your body on the other side, for the sake of understanding the exercise.
Okay.
So I'm going to call your body Brenda, just for the sake of the exercise.
Okay.
And your name is Brenda, as you know. Okay?
All right.
Body talk refers to the direct exchange of information between you and your body. You're here, she's here. And it's about sharing and listening to the hopes and wishes with your best friend. She's your best friend, your body. And therefore, body talk inspires body action to guarantee body confidence. So, as your facilitator, are you ready, Brenda?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to have Body Brenda talk first.
Okay.
Okay. Body Brenda, this is Coach Stephanie Wood. What would you most like to tell Brenda today?
that you're actually a beautiful woman on the inside and the out, and that you need to be much gentler with yourself than you are for the grace and everything you extend to people that you're trying to help, you don't extend to yourself.
Anything else, Body Brenda?
I can think of tons of things. It's just so difficult when you get put on the spot for that question. I think a lot of it is just, you know, having more confidence in yourself and belief in yourself, is that, you know, you tend to be much stronger than you really are. And I think sometimes you need to look at yourself and realize you're not, but it's okay not to.
Okay.
Those are probably, yeah.
So, Brenda, you just heard the desires and hopes and wishes between you and Body Brenda. What is your response?
It's difficult because you know, you get embarrassed if somebody gives you a compliment, and it's difficult to, you know, you don't want to be overly strong, you don't want to appear weak, you know, and if you're very strong and you're very confident, then you're considered to be, you know, a witch flying a broom. So you know, you want that gentleness, but it's very hard, because when you're gentle, you tend to feel things more. So you don't always want to do that, and it's better to put up that facade than to be genuine sometimes with yourself and with other people. But yeah, definitely, you know, having to hear it and really think it and bring it from the head to the heart is hard.
Well, Brenda, I believe that you're on the path to making it easy and more playful. And before I go there, I thank you very much for the two of you being so honest and revealing what's really true between the two of you, because that begins to start a really nice relationship. So you can share with each other your hurts, your desires, what's bugging you, what's not bugging you. And this is the first practice of body knowledge system. So Brenda, I'm not going to let you go too easily. I'm going to ask Body Brenda. You just heard this magnificent expression from Brenda. What's your response, Body Brenda?
Wow, that one takes a moment to think about. I think as Brenda, you need to open up more, find find things that you enjoy doing more for your own personal self and your own belief system. I think you tend to want to be too much in a box of your own, that, you know, you've got to expand, you know, where you're at. Certainly as we've aged together, you know, we're finding, you know, there are definitely a lot of differences in being, you know, beautiful on the outside, you know, versus working on the inside more. And I think as we've gotten older, we need to change that focus, and start looking at new experiences and things that, you know, make us happy, which in turn would make everybody around us happy.
That was really beautifully said. So I'm just going to pause here. Debbie, what did you hear?
Well, actually, what I heard was that maybe for the first time, Brenda is thinking of her body as a, you know, her friend, like, and giving it compassion. I mean, because especially when you said the words that she's actually your friend and a relationship with her, that's kind of what hit home to me. And based on now how Brenda's answering in her responses, is she's having more compassion for her body, is what I see and feel, and for herself, like realizing what her body thinks.
And to add on to that, Debbie, what I heard is, Brenda, you already have this relationship. It's been going on for a long time, so maybe we just want to get a little bit closer, and then that will reveal more options for the two of you, because you are a body person already. You get all of this.
Yeah.
So just fine-tuning it would be really a nice gesture between the two of you. And by the way, when you talk to each other, you don't have to sit at a kitchen table. Do it anywhere you want, all right? I'm not going to give you examples because then I'll get off into the funny place. But thank you very much for revealing the depth of your relationship that you already have. This is just making it better. So thank you. And Debbie, I really, I agree with you on your observations. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'll definitely be thinking about it long past today.
Yeah, me too.
She'll pop up, you know, she's with you, you know, by the way, Debbie and Brenda, if you look down at your toes, are you just a head or do you have a body?
I've got the whole thing.
Just wanted to make sure that I'm talking to a person here. You know, you never know on these Google Plus things. So this is, you know, sometimes we get too much in our heads.
Yeah.
And our body is like over there, or our body doesn't even exist. So again, let me just approach one thing before we close this time together is every time you ignore a pain or an uneasy feeling or something that's persistent and making you feel yucky, you notice that if you ignore her efforts at communicating with you, then there's going to be consequences. So we don't want to go, if we go there, we don't want to go there for too long. So something like a specific food you want to eat, or a movement you want to do, or how to sleep, just ask your body. No big deal. You don't have to go to all these outside programs, and yes, you'll make choices for these outside programs, but around eating and exercise and resting, you'll find that all you have to do is talk to your body. And this is Body Talk 101. So for the next couple of videos that are coming up, and Brenda, Debbie, I know you're going to support me on this, is we're going to go into the conversation more. We're going to go, I call it the dance, and the practice of the body knowledge system. So I'm just going to put my book up one more time. Special place for me to be right now. And I just want to give both of you a moment here. Before I close, what have you learned from our conversation today?
Well, me, I've actually learned that to actually listen to my body, and that my body is my friend, and treat her like a relationship with my friend. Like Brenda is my friend, and so it's like I would never say to Brenda some of the things I say to my body. So,
Oh, that's perfect.
right. So that's the biggest aha I got from it. Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. You made us all laugh. Brenda, I don't know if you could top that.
Well, that would be hard. That would definitely be hard. But yeah, yeah, there's definitely conversations that go on in my head that if I spoke them out loud, they'd either, you know, admit me somewhere or medicate me. Yeah.
You're precious.
Yeah. And it's amazing. We'll give so many other people compliments and support before we will ourselves.
Well, I also learned from the two of you today is that we can laugh about it. It doesn't have to be such a serious thing. Right?
Right, exactly.
Agreed.
Thank you both for that. And I just want to read to you something that will bring my body knowledge system purpose and mission for you to understand. I have a body knowledge practitioner who has come on board with me, and she gave me a quote, and I'd like to read this to you. She said, "I like the way you have brought your dance, because I come from a dance background. I'm a choreographer, and I've been a life coach for 14 years and loving it. I like the way you've brought your dance and body intelligence together into a system. You know, people like to know how to do things. And Brenda and Debbie, with both of your brands that you're doing right now, giving people a way of doing things makes them feel confident and accomplished. So in these days of our bodies being defined by the media and advertising, getting to befriend ourselves through our bodies, trusting our body's message, and getting to know our own pathway of evolution is the new practical spirituality. So with that said, when my clients say, "Oh, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too weak, I'm too strong, too clumsy, too awkward, too lumpy, too bumpy," and they say, "How do I get out of my head? Help me to connect to my body." And I say, "You're already there. You're just estranged." So these are the tools and techniques that I will be sharing with you. My Google Plus community is called Body Confidence Community with Stephanie Wood, and go to bodyawe.com and click the contact link, and I will invite you. And with that said, I really want to hear from Brenda and Debbie, and we'll close it up. Any comments?
I think your system is awesome. I like how you take it, you know, from the basic principles of where you're at and build from it off of each individual's own issues, we'll say. And I think that'll be very, very helpful for a lot of women to hear it from somebody else and to hear that it's okay and, you know, to be that way. But there are ways to be better in your own head.
Yeah, and I personally, I mean, just like Brenda said, if you knew my backstory, I've told you this before, but I sincerely wish I had met you. Like, well, you weren't doing it 20 years ago when I was in my 30s, but because it was.
I was, but I was in the closet. Okay.
Oh, you were in the closet. Okay, so I couldn't find you anyway. But I mean, I love your system and the way you have it set up, and reconnecting us with our body as our friend. And I never really thought about it like, yeah, you're right. A lot of times it's just like I have a head, even though I'm walking around. It's really only like my head is here. And I like that. Thank you.
Okay, ladies, I will see you the next time. Your energy was so supportive to me, and I appreciate who you are and what you bring to the world. And we'll move forth together.
All righty. Bye.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.